Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 15 of my Desert China series. The last part, we were basically getting some infrastructure squared away in the capital. We got a little bit of a lull between wonders, and a lot of hammers to throw at whatever we choose. I do believe the next wonder in line is going to be Taj Mahal. Um, Let me know what you guys think about research agreements. I usually skip them in the series. I think it used to be that they were somewhat worthwhile, but then they got patched and watered down and stuff. And it's my understanding that if you're in the tech lead, you just end up paying too much gold for very little science, not worth it. And even if you're behind, the exchange rate's just not that good. Although if you're just filthy rich and want to be able to trade your gold for science, it is a way to do it. I just wonder how much we should be employing that. In a situation like that where he's willing to put in as much as us, maybe it's worth considering. I don't know. So no longer friends with Cape Town and losing grasp on Antwerp. Hey, look at that. I managed to give all of our money to a city-state that's going to degrade the fastest. Okay. So copper and then probably just a bunch of iron. Indeed. So I believe that's duplicate copper, and since we are about to lose 8 happiness from the loss of Antwerp, let's use that cotton to trade for luxuries. But first, let's get this clutter off of our sidebar with the iron. It's always unfortunate because there's a lot of information here, and once you get to a point where everybody's got luxuries that you're not interested in, it just looks like a lot of clutter. But it is useful information, and it's just the kind of thing you kind of get used to filtering out. That's why at the end of every turn, I try to look at my workers, see where they're at as part of a min-max, but then also look at trades that are available. And that frees up my turn time to mostly focus on the actual turn-to-turn stuff. Whoops. Okay. Trying to outfit everybody but Hiawatha where possible. Although maybe we should add Rome to the list because they're on our coattails as well. Alright, so we could trade for cocoa, we could trade for incense. We're already friends with him, so let's make the trade with him. I don't think we'll ever get friends with him, though, simply because he's not playing well with others. So yeah, just the fact that him and India are at odds and we're friends with India means we probably can't be friends. But such as it is. Alright, let's continue to ramp up our faith in this lull of our production queue. Doing this will unlock the Grand Temple, so that'll be very good. This guy was going down to Valletta. I do see Poznan has flipped, but Valletta actually has a quest, and it is looking like it might take 2 charges. If not, we can throw it over on Antwerp or, bolster India somehow or come back for Poznan. So I just want to stay focused on the quests first because we are approaching a point, like once we get into industrial, we'll no longer auto generate profits, I believe. At which point this can be a place where we just hold on to our faith for great engineers and great scientists. Because our faith is so good, it might end up being that we can afford to pay for some. Yeah, there's a boat up there. I want to go check that out because we do have 3 Chukanus that still only have 1 promotion, so any sort of XP we can get on them would be good. But I think from this point on, or pretty soon, we're going to have to be more sparing with our missionary use. Like here, Ragusa has fallen. That's unfortunate, but there's diplomatic benefits to keeping civs that don't have their own religion in a majority. So that would be the focus, in my opinion. Let's see here. Okay. So this is ugly, any way you slice it. But there's free missionaries to be had everywhere. Unfortunately, we can't one-shot any of this. I kind of want him to be able to protect the missionary, but we kind of have good eyes over here, so there's that. And this is a pikeman, so we're going to be somewhat weak. This isn't the best exchange rate. Let's try and stay out of range of him where possible. This gives us +1 movement. We can come up on the hill here, and that way we can still see some things. His horse is being beat up. I don't know how much he's going to put into that, but we can look at any rate. Okay. Alright, did we trade our... Yes, we did. Okay, that's why we're at 8 happiness. Okay, moving along. Pachacuti has entered the Renaissance era. I don't know what order that was in, though, as far as how many people are there. I don't really feel like looking. As long as we get, you know, the World Congress, and we did, that's really all that matters as far as that goes, I think. Another hill, another... Oh, that's still him. That was a long in-between turns. Okay, so next turn we'll switch this over to that. You guys know the drill. Temple is finished. That means Grand Temple is now available. 3 turns, and that's +8 faith per turn. Also doubles religious pressure from the capital. I don't know how useful that is. It would have been more useful earlier when Sidon was taking forever to flip. Alternatively, we could do Artist Guild, but I'm still a little weary about that because we did build the stables and stoneworks. We've kind of committed to working the horse and stone indefinitely. And I do think at some point we should put up a forge. I've tended to neglect this building in the past, but that +15% production when building land units, not melee, not mounted, land units. I mean, that's a huge blanket. That's definitely worth getting. At some point, but when we do, now we're going to be committing to the iron as well, and because we're working on these hills, once this farm is done here, we're going to want to work that tile. So I do want to get the Artist Guild up, but I don't think now is the time. We'll probably want to do it around Hermitage, which is unfortunate because that means Hermitage, the Artist Guild, and Taj Mahal will kind of all be at once. But Taj Mahal's not, you know, like a big emergency. Come on, dude, really? Ugh. Okay, well, we could probably two-shot this camp, and it doesn't look like he's going to have anybody. Well, maybe this horse. Either way, it looks like we're poised to pick up a free missionary next turn, so we can erase it. That would be better. Okay. So, yeah, this guy's heading to Valletta. And unfortunately, the only way to continue that route is to go through Rough. But it's probably safer just based on where all the borders are. So maybe we're lucky enough to get across the river here and then across the river here, and then it'll be okay. Okay, camp is still here. And based on the shape of this border, I'm guessing this right here is not the city tile. This is probably an expansion tile. So it's not getting actively bombarded, but we could probably still take it on. Okay, we're going to shoot as many boats as we can and then rotate out our Chukanus, get them all, second promotion. We keep seeing boats, so there's probably a good chance that there's like a camp on ice up here, because if there was like a camp here, he would have addressed it by now or asked us to, I would assume. It could be a faulty assumption, but that's just based on what I'm seeing thus far. So we'll keep an eye on that situation. Oof. Okay, hopefully they get out of our way, because that's a huge loss in mobility there. And now we wait for the long in-between turns. Hey, looks like we'll be able to get through. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about the research agreements. I don't think they're worthwhile, but maybe in a situation like that where we all can put in the same amount, it's not so bad. Okay, banking is here, so right off the bat, before we do anything else, let's make sure we switch over the construction project in the capital to Caravan. That will be our 6th, And just looking at the population count here, I'm thinking sending a third one to Shanghai is probably called for. At least for now. Obviously, Nanjing's blowing the doors off of Guangzhou, but Guangzhou is still ahead of Shanghai. So then if we do send it over there, we'll have 3 going there that are probably spaced out relatively well. Let's see here, Shanghai. Well, these 2 are kind of on top of each other, but then this one will be like right in the middle. And that's nice, because that means when the other ones end, we can reevaluate the relationship between Shanghai and Guangzhou. It's a weird situation, because this city, every time it grows a new citizen, is working another hammer, whereas up here, in order to keep growing, we have to keep working pure growth tiles, but it has a few front-loaded good production tiles. So, yeah, come fertilizer, they'll probably both jump out at us. But for now, we have lost Antwerp. That puts us down to 0 happiness. Not the end of the world. Our money's doing great, so we should be able to buy our way out of that one way or the other, whether it's buying from our fellow civs or buying a city-state. For example, salt. I think we had a civ that asked for salt. Or has salt, I should say. It is Poland right now. So let's see. First of all, we want to see how soon is another luxury coming back. Copper in 5 turns. Are we already selling copper to this guy? It does not appear to be the case. So if we can hold off 5 turns, we can just trade the copper straight up for... Well, no, because we have copper right now, and it's not offering that. So he's getting copper from somewhere. It just is not us. So we cannot rely on that coming back. And so let's go ahead, and this comes at a loss, of course, but... And by that I simply mean to buy a luxury, it's 9 gold per turn instead of the 7 you sell it to them for.
Jak ci się podoba moja oferta?
Yeah, so it's at a loss, but it will boost the growth in Nanjing. And Nanjing's already doing amazing as far as that goes. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, this is the turn we wanted to do this, so let's just do that while I'm thinking about it. He'll come over here. It's just the best option we got right now. Alright, may purchase with faith. So let's just take a quick peek here. Mombasa and Valletta. And we currently have 2 charge missionaries heading to both of those. So there's no other targets we need to hit. We also have one that's coming down to address Salvador. Ever so slowly, because Brazil's getting in our way. You'd think they'd want it, but we're working to repair that. Rome, it looks like Antium has fallen. So that's something we can address. We already knew about Poznan. Laj. Oof, this could be bad. Right, so Antium in the west, Laj and Poznan in the east. Let's go ahead and buy it here with the intention of bringing Poland back into the occult of Taoism. Alright, so architecture versus economics. We mostly would want architecture for Hermitage. The problem is it's going to take 10 turns to finish the Opera House here. The other ones will finish up sooner than that, but you need to have them all to be able to get started. So it could be argued we go to economics first and then architecture, and that way we get the windmill up in Shanghai quicker. But here's the problem, as I see it. We only actually have 1 camp, and we have 0 trading posts up. So this tech does nothing as far as our overall gold yield, +1, which is, nothing. Most games you get, more than that from this tech. So yeah, we'd be able to get the windmill 5 turns sooner, considering we're going to buy it in Shanghai. It certainly can't build it for itself. But then Hermitage would be a couple turns behind, and this is pretty important. So I think I'm going to go architecture first, even though we won't get on that right away. I mean, we can pre-build Taj Mahal, we can, get the Artist Guild up. We can use that time that we're waiting for this thing to finish for something else. This capital still has plenty to build, so... Okay, he left the camp for us. That's very nice. I will definitely be taking it. And I think I will dangle myself out here with this. Oh, okay, he's got a full strength horse, so he'll probably be able to reclaim it. I didn't bother seeing who's... Oh, cool, it's a 3 charge from Inca. Nice. I mean, if we had to choose between Inca and Venice, Venice is trying pretty hard, so I guess I just assumed it was his, but this one is certainly not. And we get credit for clearing the camp as well, so once we do spread Taoism here, we'll have a new ally, which will be Furs, which we did have, but we lost, so that'll be really nice. I like it when a plan comes together, especially if I didn't actually plan it. Okay, we're going to just hold all that for now. Get some visibility where we can. This looks like coast. Looks like we're going to have to trespass no matter what we do. Let's see if we can keep it to a minimum, since he does have a tech quest, and we'll probably win that. Our science per turn is actually, you know, amazing compared to everybody else. And we are coming up on scientific theory here shortly. That'll increase our academies and give us a new science building to build. So yeah, he's not being actively bombarded, which is unfortunate. We should be able to take it ourselves, but if we're going to be doing that, let's just get ourselves to the highest health possible. Yeah, he wants to land there. We succeed. Very good. Hopefully we can make it to here next turn. If not, you know, coming around and getting over the river in 2 turns is not so bad now that we've got all this flat land here. So I'm not too worried about it. It's nice when they service themselves this way, so we don't have to sit there and click, 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 click. That turn where 11 came back was tedious. Okay, we have a great general in our way, so we're going to have to come down here and get across the river next turn. No biggie deal. Busiest people, of course it's me. I got Petro. Recognize. Oh, crap. That's not good at all. Okay, well, it's not bad either. We'll still get across the river in 2 turns. It's just very roundabout. Okay, so that's where the border grew. So maybe this guy gets on it. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Promotion. Okay, and all the other ones were taken care of. We lost. But at least we got a full 3 charge from the Inca. That's actually pretty good. As far as reaching Mombasa, I would like to think we'd have better luck coming through here. However, the AI has a tendency to heal in place. So this will just be plugged for some time. On the upside, maybe this guy has time to get over here and join him, just in case. Anyways, Nanjing loves the king. Jolly good. This is Nanjing. I'm going to go ahead and lock that in. We're now working all the optimal tiles we have access to. Everything else is going to have 1 less food or no hammers whatsoever. It's unfortunate. I am considering building a guild in this city just because of the overall growth and lack of land to work with it. But not just because of Nanjing's characteristics, but also Beijing's characteristics. Namely that we do want to be working as much of this land as possible. The point we'd have to get to be able to work all 3 guilds and like all the science slots, I don't know that the city would never get there, but when would it get there is a serious question. So okay, so we now have bank as an option. We can finish the Grand Temple. We got the Artist Guild. Both the Forge and the Mint would be useful at some point. So there's a lot of options here. I know the bank is another 25% multiplier. What is our base here? 33. Okay. So it'd be another 8.5 from the multiplier plus the actual 2 it gives. Yeah, so it'd be another 10 gold per turn, increase of 6%. Or, no. I don't know. Napkin math while I'm trying to talk and make decisions is not easy, which is weird because when I'm focused, I can do a lot of numbers in my head at once. Yeah, let's just finish up the Grand Temple. The extra faith per turn will give us the option to continue going for missionaries even after we don't have to. And that can lead to city-state happiness and whatnot. So, yeah, let's just amp that up. If we can't amp culture up, we can amp faith up. And yeah, I know we can amp culture up right now, but it's coming. It's coming. There's no need to jump on top right this second. Alright, horsies. Let's see. Just the one. Venice has GPT, so there you go. Have fun. Of the Iron Beggars,
Pozdrawiam cię.
let's favor Poland.
Słucham?
He
Porządku.
does not want them all, so we gotta go to Brazil.
Hola.
Okay, now we can get back to our turn. Bank. That's a nice piece of timing there. Just finished that up. Okay. Can we reach Salvador finally? Yes, in fact we can reach it and put a charge into it this turn, which is nice because that gives us... Okay, so 12 accounted for, 3 unaccounted for. Another charge would definitely flip it, so that's good. We're actually in the back seat there, but whatever. Let's see here. I guess we'll cut through this way-ish. Nice, we can at least see that hill from here. So we should be able to cut through. Okay, time to do some slamming. Terrible exchange rate, but we can topple it next turn, so that makes it somewhat worthwhile. Okay, final caravan. And judging by the drawings on the ground, looks like Nanjing to Shanghai is the way to give it a third feeding. Yay, we can finally get some XP here. Very good. Okay, hurry up and get that second promotion so we can slide you out. Yeah, I think once this horse is healed, we'll go check out this area and see what's really going on over there. Get some eyeballs over there. Okay, progress to Mombasa is slow going, but thus far it's been for the purpose of keeping our missionary safe, so it's certainly worthwhile. Speaking of keeping the missionary safe, okay, he looks good there. We're now on top of Mombasa's borders. I guess it's safe to pull out this guy. Trespassing in Manila. Yeah, well. Okay, we'll come up on this hill, and then come up on this hill. It's unfortunate we can't see that tile from here now. We won't be able to jump to it necessarily next turn. Got some workers finishing up some arbitrary tiles. We're just kind of keeping them busy. Although, like over here we are. What is with the Iroquois just dropping roads everywhere? Seriously, I noticed off camera that he would put a road here. Why, I don't know, but that means if our borders grow to include that tile, we're going to have to rip it up or else we'll be stuck paying for it. I don't get what that's about, but it's funny to watch happen. Like, did they have an end goal, or are they just like, is it busy work? I don't know. But we do, in fact, get across the river. It's unfortunate that workers in our way, but we're getting there slowly but surely. Hey, let's take that camp. It's more money. And we are hurting now, but we can heal up. I suppose we could start patrolling with the True Canoe itself. Right? Because we end up on a hill, then a hill. That's some good mobility. He's got his back. So that's that works. And we flip this all the way, please? Do we? We do not. What? What? Okay, that said 0 for Confucianism. Is it Confucianism? Is that what that is? It doesn't say. What is the wagon wheel? Buddhism. Okay. All right. So last turn it said 0 Buddhism, and 5 and 6 I thought. So the fact that a second charge did not flip that is very confusing to me. I swear, there's times when it looks like it's going to be an uphill battle and it just topples no problem, and there's other times where it looks like a sure thing and fails to budge in a meaningful way. And I wish I knew how to be able to predict that better so that I knew how to direct my missionaries better. So I guess that means the next one we do will have to come from Shanghai. There's just too much going on over here. He's up to 4 cities, so it's going to be hard. Oh, look at that. It went from Buddhism to, is that Catholicism? Either way, it looks like they're fighting over it, so that's really good. Hey, and now we can choose visibility, because we already had survivalism. So these hills are going to be kind of juicy. Side looks elsewhere. Don't care. I don't think Zurich has a new ally. Zurich has a new ally. I thought we had bought Zurich. Who did I buy? I thought it was Zurich. Antwerp. Did I not? What? I thought we were going to run into happiness issues and I bought Zurich. Oh well. You know what though? We do have some growth about to occur. Let's see here. Because Zurich is saying their gold gifts are more effective. We would need 78 to surpass them. And we could get 125. And that's a closing window. Because we do have our own sugar, but it's sold off. We do not have porcelain. And Zurich's right in our backyard. So... yeah, look what that did to our happiness. Very nice. Okay. Grand Temple is finished. So now we have 2 turns before Hermitage and Taj Mahal are available. However, Hermitage will not be available because we actually have to finish building the final Opera House. So we have decisions to make here. 2 turns. Put up the bank in that 2 turns seems like a surefire thing. So let's just do that. We just dropped $1,000, and there's plenty of things we're going to be buying. Cannot wait to get the Great Ben. Let us see here. Growth in 4. It actually sped up. I was not expecting it to, because I was pretty sure when we went from the hill to there, it sped up by a turn. So who knows? But look at this. We can actually put a charge in this turn, which hopefully means we flip it next turn. 3 unaccounted for. My math says it'll work, but let's actually find out what happens. A settler, really? Okay. Not pleased to see that. Let's see, 10 turns until growth. What are you doing? He better not be building roads in our borders again. Okay, no closer to the camp, as far as I know. This was feeding. Oh, that's why it made the difference. Okay, it would not have made the difference if the caravan was still running. Okay, that explains it. Mystery solved. Okay. Well, this guy does not have embarkation yet, so let's get into Rome's borders and pick that up. And then we take to the water. This scout up here has got some more land to check out up here, but this scout is done. So let's take to the waters. I know it'll be relatively fruitless because limited sight, but it's our only choice, really. It's our only chance, I should say. Okay, I guess it doesn't really matter which way we come at them. Stay out of borders, out of principle. That way we don't have to bother checking for open border laps. Although we should be paying more attention to that because I have not been looking. Yeah, see, like a situation like this where he's asking us to put in so much more, I'm almost certain it's correct to just turn them down. But the ones when they're saying, hey, let's go in, you know, let's go Dutch, as they say, that should probably be fine, right? Okay, Lodge 5 and 3, and we are totally banging it with the pressure. And I suspect that might be part of what makes the difference is the amount of pressure helping it along. Yeah, see, like that one I totally expected to flip, and it did, which is good. I'm not complaining. Alright, continue to work all the growth we can. Looking for a construction project, get on that bank. Also wants Zanzibar bullied. And now Valletta wants cotton as well. So that's now 2 city-states that are asking for cotton, I do believe. So we are definitely going to be on the lookout for that. I think Hiawatha had pearls at one point, but they're not available right now. It's just Guangzhou. I say that somewhat facetiously. There's no bad We Love the King Day, but obviously the capital is significantly more important. Okay, so I definitely think here heading for Brazil in general is the way to go. Rio, damn, not good. Okay, can we have Mombasa? Yes, Alright, that's going to be food everywhere, as well as another luxury. So here, let's go ahead and sell off the copper
تحياتي.
because we can afford.
كمل.
It's so weird that our happiness keeps going all over the place, but I am not complaining. We've been solvent thus far. Let's keep it that way. Yikes. The marsh really slows us down, but we are going to get to Valletta. Even if it kills us. Okay, I guess this is him taking it to ridiculous lengths, but okay, so now we can step back in his borders and use that opportunity to heal up. Yeah, this worker's just, I hate to say it, but I think he's like challenged or something. There's no other explanation. Okay, this worker's covering this guy. Beijing is finished. We can have somebody put a farm up here at some point, but, and I know there's a hill over here, but I suspect what we'll do with this hill is drop an academy on it. That way we don't have to send a worker all the way back there, develop it just to erase it later. So, you know, next academy we'll probably just put on that tile, buy the tile, that kind of thing. We got 3 caravans coming here, but we have plenty of developed tiles as a buffer, so we could send them over here, get 1 done. When's the borders growing? 5. Okay. Or we can come down here and do more river farms, which is actually just going to blow this city's growth issue further out of proportion. So I like this better. And he's still covering in the backfield. Let's just go ahead and put him up here and put him on alert so I don't have to keep bothering with him every single turn. He's backfill. No doubt about it. And Mombasa got flipped, so this knight is officially finished with whatever he was doing over here. Okay, and we are past the half-hour mark, so I'm going to call it here. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the Capitals build queue. We've had some options, some flexibility, but that's about to become rigid here, so it probably is about time to head for that Artist Guild. We're going to grow in 2, and that becomes the first of 2 citizens we can afford to take off the land. The second one can build in the meantime. So I think I want to look at that counter at that point, but we'll have it up at about the same time as Hermitage so that it's not wasted. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.